Are you guys ready to start, or? That's good. So cheer up a bit, make some noise. It's morning, it's Munich, it's AI Summit. I'm very excited to host you guys here. It's an annual MI Summit in Munich. We have a lot of people registered for the event. It's morning time, people still want to have coffee, still want to get through the traffic, but let's decide to start. And today's topic is women in AI, especially in the global economy and the global world that we now see every day. And one of the main topics is AI. It's very important to promote diversity in the organizations. And I believe Munich is the next big hub after Berlin in Germany. And it's very important that most of the Munich companies, especially the corporates, understand the importance of diversity and the global developments in their companies. And what brings diversity, right? So we believe that if there are more ladies in the AI space, which bring their talent, mind, and education, the AI developments in Germany will go faster and will be more innovative. And speaking about innovation, I would like to thank our sponsors, our good sponsors from the last year as well. It's Vira Germany, that's Innovation Lab, which we are sitting here. Let's clap them. The second biggest sponsor from our events is Fujitsu. I love the organization myself most. A lot of local German companies can take an example from Fujitsu itself, because Fujitsu is very active on sponsoring startups, sponsoring events, and also bringing diversity in the organization. And speaking about females, more females coming into AI space, I would like to welcome Felicitas Birkner, which is very active in this space in Germany, and she has been also acknowledged one of the top female leaders in IT in 2019. Let's cheer up Felicitas.
Thank you. Yeah, a warm welcome to all of you. I feel very happy to be integrated here and to have the possibility to speak. And I think to speak about a very, very important topic. And when I read this morning a LinkedIn post from Bill Gates, I thought, yes, really. Because I remembered that about 20 years ago, I joined a big conference in the US where Bill Gates announced the .NET strategy. And it's really amazing. When I was sitting under the audience in that time, I thought, how crazy and what we are doing here, and it sounds like science fiction. And it was a long time ago. And some years later, I had the possibility to see Stephen Hawking on the stage with Bill Gates. And Bill Gates gave him the software to communicate. Even he was so ill. I think the most of you know about that. And this morning in the Post, I read that Bill Gates is calling, in the name also of Hawkins and some other great people in the past, they are calling for attention, and they are calling for responsibility. They are calling for trust. And to think what we are doing in such worlds where we are living in. And when I read it this morning, I was very, emotional, with all my emotions in. And I thought, okay, this I would like to share in the beginning. I have not planned it to start like that. But I think it's really a thing where I stand in, and I would like to highlight today some thoughts and share some thoughts with you, because this platform, the MAI Summit, why I find it so great, it's a great possibility to exchange experiences, to share knowledge between the experts, because you are here, all the experts in different fields, and to learn from and with each other. It's so important as well in today's time frame. And now let's please start, and I would like to please you to start with the opening short click. AI is changing the world. The line is not longer. I have to stay here. It will be a little bit interesting because normally I move through a room. Can you understand me like that? Or is it better like microphone? Okay. If I have to move or if I want to move, I will move and put it by side. Oh, great. Oh, great. It's not Blondie. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, AI is changing our world. And some weeks ago, Angela Merkel said gave an interesting statement during the International Automation Fair, Automotive Fair. Is here someone who knows about the statement, what she gave, and what was really very interesting, from my point of view? No? No? Okay, I would like to share it with you because she said after or during the event that she is now convinced that we are not in front of the edge of dramatical change. No, the dramatical change is already reality. I was surprised that it's coming now because for sure I think it's really reality if we have a look on already existing AI solutions and developments. And in my daily work in an international acting or IT provider like Fujitsu, of course, I'm very often confronted nearly on a daily basis with challenges, but also with big opportunities in the midst of the digital change. And I would like to move the slide. It's not working. Okay. Yeah. What we are facing in the current time, in what world we are living, I think it's really a crazy time where we, on an everyday basis, see that the things what was yesterday existing no longer exist today. The thing what is existing today will not longer exist in many fields for tomorrow. It's like a revolutionary situation in many areas in the business fields, and I think in all of our private lives we alive with this every day. Speaking with Siri and speaking with Alexa, or driving cars very with electronic and high intelligence features already, and we are alive with it. And it's like the time frame what we have, or what I think, I was not living at that time, when the steam machines were developed. And I think the time what we are facing now is that no stone will remain on the others for the next time where we are living in, and where we have to deal with it, with different situations. We have to control data, we have to, in light of rapid growth of digitization and complexity, we have to figure out and to find on a very fast way concepts to overcome all the challenges. And the challenges here, I don't think we have only to think about technical things. We have very often to think about much more things fitting to the society. Much more things, what I said in the beginning, about speaking about responsibility, to think about trust. And transaction processing, for example, has to do with much data. And who of you has a mobile phone? Is there anyone who has no mobile device? No, we all. And do you know the mainframe systems? Who of you know the mainframe system? Okay. What do you think? How important are the mainframe system of today? No idea. But I can say the mainframe systems are the big systems which were born in the 1964. It's a long time ago. They are old, over 50 years old. But still today, the mainframe systems play an important role when it comes to be interactive and to make sure that you all can move and play with your apps or use your apps on a mobile phone. Between 70 and 90%, the press is sometimes different with their information about it. But thinking about this important fact, here is a system, an infrastructure system, which is so old, with a long, long history behind. And how important is it today also to think about the platforms, about the things which we already developed, which we already have in operation, and which might be good for the future as well. Not everything is bad, and not everything has to be disrupted, like the stones, if not every stone remains on the others. Speaking about, of course, security is a big topic for today, but I would like to go in a little bit other direction to open up the mind about the AI developments, about their versatile effects with breathtaking speeches, which can be really make us speechless. But we have to deal with it. We have to deal with situations which are very, very complex. Take, for example, the areas or the different areas where our data are playing a role, or if we have a look on where all data play a role. Our data are going every day into via countless sources to operate with AI systems in different fields. Face recognition on your mobile phone is a normal thing for today. Or using social media to exchange with others. It's a normal thing for the most of us. And in all of the businesses, it's the same. Where are nearly all the businesses meeting the AI or solutions or developments? Have a look into the medicine, for example, where the X-ray and computer tomographic images are comprised with thousands of images and can support us here to take decisions, to support in a field where we human cannot do this job so good like AI is doing it for today. And if we have a look on different fields, take sciences, take lawyers, for example, there are already existing legal assistants who are checking big data, huge data fields, big judgments, databases, finally to support complexity and very time-consuming processes in the field of a lawyer process. And looking around all these things, we have big benefits, huge benefits, in case of have a look what AI can do for us and where AI can take our tasks, make it easier in the social systems, what we can bring us to make processes more effective and more accurate. And then very often I said, is it better to use an intelligent assistant for today as to use your own brain or a group of people, because AI systems can do jobs in many things already better than we human can. And with all these challenges, what we have, if we also look in the politic, what our other cultures are doing, what our governments are doing, for what we use data or processes. Take China has a complete other culture and other thinking about how to use AI, or the US It's more commercial with the focus. And looking at our world, for sure, we have to find solutions how we can deal together with it, how we can overcome the challenges, technically, politically, economically, culture, what kind of culture, take the autonomous driving cars. It's an interesting study what what entered the market in this springtime from Bertelsmann. Is here someone who knows about this study? This study made a research on the behavior in different cultures. And take the example with autonomous driving car, and imagine the car is in a situation and has in front a man, left side a woman, right side a child, and has to decide from an algorithm point of view which direction have I to take, in which direction I can take and drive, and I will take and drive. And it's very, very interesting to see how the different cultures would program the algorithm. And it's, I can really recommend to read or to check, to search for these studies, because it's really very interesting how different cultures there are people in think about algorithm and think about how to make the decision. There are some cultures who would decide you can drive, the man is not so important. And we have also cultures, they would decide you can drive the left side because the woman is not so important. And these are something what I would like to highlight as well, because it's, from my point of view, a tricky thing, and I don't know how to deal with ethic aspects in the future, but we will need guidelines for it if we would like to be successful shaping tomorrow in a good way, in a human-centric society thinking. I try again here. It's okay. Yeah, like many things in life, we have here, from my point of view, two sides of the coin. We have the good thing and we have the bad thing. And some people mean AI is good because it's beneficial and they feel that artificial intelligence solutions are helpful. Of course, they accept it and they use it. On the other side, we have people, they have their concerns. They feel not so comfortable with it. There are some here and there, some open questions of misunderstanding or not a clear understanding. Some fears and challenges are felt. And that's right. We have to think about. We have not to leave our brain on the garderobe. We have to take it with us. And also always to look what's happened here, what is doing behind, what is programmed in the algorithm. And per se, it's like that AI is not good or bad. AI is only so good how we people, how human, have been designed and programmed the algorithm. Because the algorithm is the foundation, this is the basis. And take, for example, an AI in an application process. It's already praxis. And the process is based on the algorithm, which is programmed. And what is, if the algorithm is deciding, evaluating and decision making based on the properties, and there are some certain properties, for example, you can decide if you have a man, it's good and it's positive and it's fitting, it's suitable. If this is programmed in the algorithm and nothing else, what will happen? of course, the applications of women will be systematically outsourced, will be judged worse. This is in application processes, hopefully for the future, not the case. But also take another point, for example, predictive maintenance, predictive policing. Where are some cases to think about what will be happen and how far is manipulation involved in the field, and where are the real benefits, and what are doing with the data, and who is doing what with data, and how we can make sure that responsibility is always on in programming and designing. I was very surprised when I read about an interesting development. It's a soap dispenser. I don't know if someone heard already from it, but this, when the development was done about the soap dispenser, they made the testing phase and the calibration only with white people. And what do you think? What was happened when they was bringing the product on the market? Of course, the soap suspender gave only the soap to white people. And for non-white people, there were no reaction. Is it not crazy? I think it's crazy. And what I also read was that we are already have research and development for future Mars missions. Sounds great. And you know what they are developing here? They develop on emotional AI. It means robots who are able to, emotional AI, robots who are able to feel and to listen internally in themselves, and in order to make decisions, in order to assess and overcome risk situations. When I hear such cases, okay, the Mars is far away from us. And yet, the development and the research is among us. There are a lot of such kind of cases and examples, and for sure you have a lot of own examples. Here I was bringing some information just to give you an overview. I work for Fujitsu, and I'm in the IT world since nearly 30 years. With Fujitsu since some years, and Fujitsu, for example, is developing since 30 years on AI systems. It's not a fresh or a startup in that case. And Fujitsu has really a lot of AI solutions and developments always in the field, which brings a lot of benefits to the customers. If you are interested, take a look on it. I would like to not to go deeper in it on that point. What I would like to give you and to share with you is another point. And I said to you that there was a study about AI, about digital transformation, about behavior of the people, and there's also a study made in Germany, and with similar results we have received from a Fujitsu global study which was made, and they checked and asked many managers how they feel and how they trust to the information from data bases, from online databases. And it's interesting, I think 70% don't trust, and I think it's a good thing not to trust to everything what you see, because take the data and software innovations which are going on and what we can find on the market. We are getting closer and closer to meeting the reality and the fiction world. And I think also here we can see it nearly on a daily basis as well, that also politicians, sometime I think they don't know what is reality and what is fiction, or they are not able to differentiate because the data are online, and of course we all in the first moment think that's right. And also the second point, the 60% of the people in Germany within our study, the Fujitsu study, said, I would not make the final decision by an AI system. I would like to make it by my own. And when I go back to the example with the car, with the self-driving car system, I would like to know how will it be in the future, sitting in a self-driving car, and in the risk situation, I would like to have always the situation that I can decide what to do. It will be a little bit challenging, but also here we have to look that the algorithm are very well prepared. In the beginning, I told you responsibility is, from my point of view, a great point, an important fact. There are ethic aspects, and when we are not looking at the ethics, at biases, at the trust and transparency, at agile leaderships, if we leave these behind, we will not be successful in the future with digitalization and AI systems. I'm sure about it. Albert already mentioned the diversity, of course. For sure, men and women, the half of the population are men and the half of the population are women. And I had the possibility to join last week a big event, a European event. It was the Women in IT event in Berlin. And when there was from Nina Ruge a very interesting presentation made, and if you think that half of the population worldwide are women and girls, and just a few part of it has the possibility to be well educated, this is a fact we have to think how to deal with this situation and how we can use all the potentials, because these are important for the future when we would like to deal successful with AI. Another point is education, learning. I'm convinced by heart as well about it. I'm working in the education field now, and here we are doing a lot to support education, to support society, to support students. We work with cooperation partners from universities, high schools, and so on together, but also we support Hacker School, for example, who are providing lessons for young people from 11 years up to 18 years. We also work with Ready School, for example. The Ready School, who of knew Ready School? Ready School is a great thing and important, because here are involved all the people who have a migration background. Why? Because it's needed to integrate them and to bring them into praxis, because we will need all the potentials. And take the last thing, it's the technology enabler, of course. In the beginning, I gave some examples how I feel what is important to think about. And Fujitsu, for example, has some different worldwide platforms created to ensure creative platforms working with customers, with partners, with interests, with students, all welcome to join, to help, to support the processes in developments and to be ready for the next generation. yeah, we have in this afternoon, we are in the corner behind with a cocktail robot. And you are invited in the afternoon. We will give you a taste how machine learning is going on, what you can do with it, and how fast the machine can learn. And of course, you can test it with a cocktail if you want and if you're interested. My colleagues, Miriam, Lara, Timo, and Volkan will be happy to join you and to help you and to give you some latest information also about maybe hiring information. Yeah. Finally, if we want to be successful shaping the future, why not making what sounds impossible to make possible with all the facts inside, with a mindset which is open for integration, which is open for a together society, and for sure, all is possible. It's always important which way we take. And at that point, it's the final. Thank you for listening. And let me say, AI is changing our world. It's a fact. And with digital developments are not predated, but we are all have a possibility to take the challenges, to take the chances, to move the things together, being successful together. And all of these, let's make it responsible, let's make it trustworthy, let's make it conscious, let's make it mindful, and always insecure to be sustainable. And let's help to make the world a better place. Thank you.
We have time for questions, but before coming to questions, I would like to emphasize the great work that the guys in Fujitsu are doing towards inclusiveness and diversity. Being a first-generation immigrant in the beginning in Germany and now in US, I understand myself the importance of what kind of great job these guys are doing to integrate more people into inclusiveness and diversity environment. And I would like to also thank Felicitas for the great job and also the whole movement that they started in Fujitsu itself. And let's again clap to Felicitas. She won the award of one of the top female leaders in IT in Europe in 2019. Thank you very much, Felicitas, for the job.
Thank you, my pleasure. I would like to say some words about it. 1 week ago, when I was invited to join the conference in Berlin, when the nomination was and when the winner was named, I was not thinking, and in the beginning I said, no, it's no business case, I will not try to, I have no time. And one evening before the event was starting, 4 days before the event, the jury called me and they said I was not registered and why I'm not coming. I said, no, I have no time. But in the past 10 and 20 years, I took a lot of time, and not only I was so much surprised when I traveled to Berlin last week, and I met about 500 people in one room, coming from all of Europe, and they all have such a great power and such great projects to help in education, to help migrations, to help each other, and to help to be successful in all the fields where help is needed, especially as volunteers and especially also in social facts. And for me it was a great evening and I was happy being there. And yeah, finally I was really a winner, and this was a big surprise as well. And I hope that all of you have a change or a challenge to help in such kind of projects as well. And if you want to know how and where help is needed, you can come to us, speak with me. I would like to share with you some thoughts. Help is on so much fields needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Felicitas. I believe with the more and more leaders in IT like Felicitas joining the AI industry in Germany, Germany can essentially move to one of the leading countries in the AI space. Thank you, Felicitas.
Many thanks to all of you for sharing this day with us. This year's Munich AI Summit was devoted to the role of women in AI. And see you next year.